Hey everyone, I have a new book review for you guys today, and that is on The Catcher in the Rye by J.D. Salinger. This is considered one of the classics. If you're thinking I might help you in a book report or something, probably this isn't the video to check out. I suggest Spark Notes or something like that. I'm kidding. As you guys know, The Catcher in the Rye is a frequently challenged book, especially during the 90s and even into the 21st century. So let's get started with what The Catcher in the Rye is all about, because there is no synopsis at all on the back or inside or anything, so I didn't really have any idea what it was about. So our main character in The Catcher in the Rye is Holden Caulfield, and he's about 16 turning 17. The setting takes place in Pennsylvania at the Pensy Prep School, which is an all-boys school. It's around December, just before Christmas Eve. We find out that Holden Caulfield is axed from Pensy Prep. He is failing in his studies. Through events and circumstances, Holden Caulfield leaves Pensy Prep early than his initial release. So that's pretty much where the plot takes off, guys. Holden Caulfield gets expelled from Pensy Prep and he goes to New York to gallivant and kind of get away from all the people at his school. Let's talk about the characters next in The Catcher in the Rye. Holden Caulfield is our main character. It's told from his perspective. I thought Holden was a very interesting character to read about. He was funny, he had a good sense of humor, he had his angsty moments, especially towards the end when he was trying to, solve his problem. He got really dramatic there. On one spectrum, he was quite mature for his age. He's 16 and he's very observant of the people and the world around him, and he makes remarks of seeing a lot of phony people, very fake and superficial things around him, and that's what makes his character tick. On the other spectrum, however, he showed his juvenile 16-year-old side where he was very unsure of himself. His idea kind of running away from home and starting this new life just at 16. He kind of had that complex where he thought he knew everything and he could just solve his problems just like that. He swears a lot, he smokes, he drinks. In the end, I actually like Holden. So let's talk about the plot of The Catcher in the Rye. It's definitely not your traditional story. The plot is not straightforward at all. It's not your traditional main character meet conflict and he has to overcome obstacles and there's a happy ending at the end. It's not like that at all. To be honest, while I was reading the book, I was about 150 pages in and I still wasn't too sure where the plot was going, where Holden's character was developing into. It was a lot of Holden kind of explaining how he thought of the world and the people around him. It's not until the end where it really kind of comes together. The conflict is very, very subtle, I thought. What really made me get through it was Holden's character and the events that were taking place within those few days he was experiencing. I thought it was pretty darn entertaining. The prostitute in the hotel room, the people he meets at the bars, his interaction with his sister, with his teachers. So I thought there were very interesting events that Holden was going through. That being said though, I don't think Catcher in the Rye will be for everyone because it's not that very straightforward plot line. It's kind of a book you probably have to be in a mood to read, or if you just don't like those kind of stories where it's just a lot of analysis of this character and how he sees the world. Next, let's get into the themes of The Catcher in the Rye. I was very tempted to look up essays and symbolism and metaphors and things that are talked about in the book, but I think that will just skew what I initially thought of the book. And so the two main themes that were really strong for me just as a casual reader reading the book: Holden's observation of the world, how most adults are just fake and superficial and he is disgusted by their behavior. The second theme is Holden trying to protect the innocence of children and how he admires how generous and truthful they are. He adores Phoebe, his younger sister, who is very genuine and truthful, and he admires her a whole lot. Those two themes were very prevalent throughout the book. So with that being said, guys, I'm going to give The Catcher in the Rye by J.D. Salinger a readable rating. I really like this book. I didn't love it like how some people really love it, but I could see admirable aspects to the book I really liked. I didn't think it was boring, which is good. I'm always afraid classics I will find really dry, not very entertaining to read about, not something a casual reader would kind of read on their own. I'm really glad I enjoyed this book. So that's everything, guys. I hope this book review was sufficient and was helpful and gave you my opinions on the book. The name is explained at the end of the book, like you guys mentioned to me before. So yeah, that's everything, guys. I hope you're having a very good day and I will talk to you later. Bye!